Hey guys, I recorded a video. Hope everybody's doing good. Recorded a video earlier today, and my phone will only record for so long, and I didn't realize that, and I was just talking to nothing. So anyway, uh, went out and used the slingshot today. It went good. It's hard to find round rocks, and I found some, and I was 4 out of 5. First shot, I realized I shoot this way, sideways, and it went off to the right a little bit, straight line, just to the right. So I just adjusted, and then the next 4, I hit the base of a marker, plastic marker sign, comes out of the ground. It's maybe 4 inches. I didn't measure it, 3 or 4 inches wide, and I hit it 4 times in a row. So I was impressed with myself. I did find some other rocks that were odd shapes and stuff, and they just like. And I got hit the sign a couple times, but that little marker. But you gotta have something round. And years ago, many years ago, I used slingshot quite a bit, and I found these little white marbles. You can buy them by the bag, and so when I go practice, I go collect up what I can find. I didn't do a search and rescue on them, but I get the majority of my marble back. And marbles are a real good thing, but if you got a backpack, marbles are heavy. They're not recommended. I mean, you can take like a handful, maybe try to keep up with them, but the excitability of using a slingshot for a kill, then what are the odds of you finding that marble in territory you're not familiar with? So things like that, but I enjoyed it. I still had it, so that was good. I want to talk about survival finds. When you're out walking the trail, whether it's for fun or you're bugging out or whatever you're doing with the family or whatever. One thing you always got to do is look where you're stepping. Look around you as you're walking. I used to have a walking stick. I wish I knew where that went. I mean, that was years ago. I had a walking stick. It was made out of hickory, I believe, and I bought it. A guy made them. You know, he did little designs on them and stained them, sealed them, things like that. It was a nice walking stick, and I carried it around for a long time. I made one out of cedar here a while back, and I need to get that, put it in my truck when I go back home. But when you're walking along the trail, I always like to look. There may be some rocks, there may be some flint, there may be a gold nugget. There could be anything as you're walking along the trail. There could be snakes, there could be spiders, there could be a beehive or a nest or ground hornets or anything. You got to be careful and look where you're going, because you never know. That's why I always like to have a walking stick. I just, like a blind man, sometimes, making noise, they'll go away most of the time. Copperheads are a little bit aggressive. I've been chased by copperheads, I've been chased by water moccasins, cottonmouths, and I've been chased by them. But they wasn't no like a mile trek or nothing, run, sprint. I mean, they come over there towards me as I'm walking by, and I take that stick and I hit them. Thank goodness I was lucky enough to hit them, and then they go on, you know. But always need to be aware of your surroundings whenever you're walking. Beehives up in a tree. Them big beehives. If you're walking along a river or a body of water or something, you know, or swampy, you need to be careful, be aware. But you also need to look for things that you can use. You might find a flat rock that's pretty hard, and it's got an edge on it. Some of them rocks get sharp. I mean, sharp. I pick up rocks and stuff, and I picked them up and I look at them. I said, you know, I could skin a rabbit or something with this. You know, it's just like the perfect size, real sharp, and almost shave with it. You want to try like a fire starter. An old bird nest that fell out of a tree. That's a good fire starter. Just look for things that you can use. Whatever you're doing, hiking for fun or bugging out, always try to look for stuff to get. And try to save your resources. You know, I've got dryer lint. I've got paper. I've got various things that I can start a fire with. But, you know, that eventually runs out. So you need to learn those skills I keep talking about. Primitive skills. Bow drill fire, friction fire. Get a ferro rod. Know how to use it without breaking it. A lot of people put a lot of force on there and that sucker to break off, and then you got maybe a little bit of ooze out trying to get a good spark. If you have a long arm, a rifle, or a handgun, you can't carry a bunch of ammo. So you gotta be strategic on what you use that ammo on. You know, you just can't go up there and go, you know, like a freaking firefighting machine gun. You run out of ammo, you're slim to zero with getting any more. So you need to practice, people. You need to practice. Take your weapon of choice and go to a range or go somewhere where it's okay to shoot. Practice. And always, you know, yeah, I'm going to shoot something at 1,000 yards. Be realistic. You get hungry and you got something that's 25, 30, 40 feet away from you, 50 foot. You need to be able to hit that. I know people that can hit something at 1,000 yards can't hit something 10 foot in front of them. I mean, that's obvious when you go into competition, tactical, you know, field or competition and all that. It's funny. I mean, it's sad. Whenever we did our maneuvers, we would have to shoot 10 foot in front of us, 7 foot, 10 foot, 15 foot, 30, and then we keep going out. And that way they could get our best shots. What are we good at? Are we good from 7 foot to 100 foot? 1,000 yards? I mean, that's a long ways. I have shot that. Usually I could catch it, a good shot at third or fourth round. But you figure if you miss that one shot in a situation, you don't get a second shot. The targets we shoot at were standing still. and you're up there, you got the sandbag down there, and you're all laid out, and you side in on that. Miss, hit, bar right, you know. So, they tell you, hit, high 2 o'clock, high 3 o'clock, midway, you know. Low 7 to the left. I mean, that's just things, but you need to practice realistically and get your best range and practice that in a controlled environment. And then you can get into a bug out situation or whatever you're doing. And then you know from looking at something about how far it is and if you're good at shooting it at that range. So, yeah, keep in mind if you shoot a deer or something like that. I shot a deer, a 10 point whitetail buck, 222 pounds. I shot that son of a gun open sights way out there. And I wasn't really even, I was aiming, but I was just going out there. We had a deer stand. I was putting out scent balls, checking the feeder, all that. And here's this beautiful rack buck at a distance. I could see the upper part of it. The rest of it just weeds, careless weeds and stuff. And I call. I move my feet, making noise. He just raises it up, looks around, go back down to eat. So I chamber around. Didn't even move. Chamber around in the SKS, it makes some noise. So I get up there, I line up on him, open sights, and I'm like, what the heck? Take my chance. Get down on it. Shoot. Some buck is this way, he lunges and goes off that way. I lose sight of him. And I'm like, there ain't no way I could hit that son of a gun. So I finished doing my scent balls and stuff. And something was just telling me, you know, if you did injure him and then he went off and died, then you're responsible. So I put up some of my stuff and I get my rifle slinging on my shoulder and I go trotting down through them weeds. Them weeds about waist high. And it was 20 degrees, the wind chill was like 14 and the wind was blowing. And then it snowed. I get off in there and I find that little opening and I look around and there's blood going off. I'm like, God damn, I hope I got a good shot on it. And I go down along this thicket and then to the left was a little kind of like a trail and I go off down there. Sure enough, he's laying right there. I did a straight on heart shot. His heart was gone. When we dressed him, his heart was gone. He went probably 50 foot or so. How in the world, you know, a heart shot? I mean, I got the lung, part of the lung and the heart. One shot. And they were jacketed hollow points. So anyway, he went from here, took off running about 50, 60 foot, you know, however long, and down he went. So now here I am, cold, everything else, so I keep my tags in my back pocket, got my little ties, I get tag on it, go back to my truck, It's about a little over 1/8 of a mile to my truck. There is no driving in there. I call on, this is how long ago it was. I had a bag phone. I'm calling. Nobody answers. So I get some rope, tied him up, and I field dressed him out there. So when I drag that son gun over 1/8 of a mile, the ditch, when you stood in the ditch for that gravel road in that ditch, that's where the road came up to you. Deep ditch. I finally dragged that son up. After I dressed him and finally drug him to the truck, got him up in it. That was a funny story. I gave him in the ditch, finally drug him through all that crap. I had to go a little bit longer out of the way because I didn't want to go where deer stand, feeders, and all that was. So I had to go around, so I made it even longer. Got him up to the ditch, and we just kind of went in the ditch. I was shot. So I get my truck, I started up, let it warm up. I'm trying to warm up. I'm like, doing this. So I hooked another rope up to him where I got him tied. And I dragged him up on the rope. Then how am I going to get him in the back of the truck? It's snowing now. The truck has got ice on it. So, I've got one of them old toolboxes in the back of the truck. He laying out in the road. I'm looking around. There ain't nobody to be found. Nobody. So, I let that tailgate, where it ain't flat, I let it hang down. Kind of give me a little ramp. And I'd sit there and try to throw dirt up in the bed of the truck so I get a little grip. Because it's slick. I get him up in there. And I'm going up. I'm sitting up on the toolbox. And I grab one of the antlers. And I get up on the toolbox. And I'm like trying to reach in there. Short bed. I'm trying to get him up in there. And that son of a buck slides up in there, up on the toolbox. I go up over the cab, on the hood, in the road in front of the truck. Now, that was the funniest thing. And I'm like, oh, Got him in the truck. I dust myself off and shut the tailgate up. And I did something else. Anyway, just as I was walking around the truck, here comes a farmer down the road. He said, "Need some help?" I'm like, no, I got this. Where was you 10, 15 minutes ago? Anyway, we got him up to my buddy's house, and he called just as soon as I started driving off. He said, "Hey, did you call me?" I'm like, "Nah, it must have been a wrong number." It wasn't a wrong number, because it was my number. Yeah, anyway. Got him up there, we got him on tree horn, spread his cavity out, let air out overnight. It's freezing cold, and we weighed him, and he was 222 pounds on the nose. That's a lot of meat. And some of my previous videos, that was the last time I went deer hunting. Any hunting as far as that goes. I already had so much meat I had to give away and everything else. But anyway, that's the thing. You go out there and you try to be macho, Rambo, Chuck Norris, what's that other guy on Sniper? Shoot that son of a gun, and that sucker takes off. Now remember, I shot that son of a buck. His heart was obliterated. I mean, it was done. Lungs were done. And yet he took off. You got to hack it with all your gear and go find that son of a gun. and find him. If you're lucky, he just went a little bit away like he did on me, and you're good. But if you're hungry, and it's not for fun or sport or whatever, and you're hungry, and you ain't seen no food in forever, and you go lining up on something, you're gonna be like adrenaline pumping. Oh man, I can't miss this. I can't miss this. I guarantee you that's what's gonna happen. I've been there. And people that have been in that situation tell you the same thing. So you gotta practice. You gotta practice. And you gotta do that mindset. Try to get pumping a little bit. Go do some calisthenics. That's what we used to have to do. We go out and run. We do push-ups, side straddle hops, all this good stuff. And then we'd have to get down and start a line of fire, and I guarantee you'll see the difference there. But you need to practice that. But get you a good kill. And if you already have a site, camp set up, shop, whatever, do not clean or dress your kill in front of your entrance to your freaking shelter. Please don't do that, people. Go away. If you clean fish and stuff, if you're fishing, you catch fish, and you got this good spot, boy, you can get all around here, do this, you can do this, and that's your spot. Don't clean your fish there, people. Go try, if the wind normally blows from the west to the east, go down there and do it. Go downwind, away from your stuff, and do all your dressing and cleaning down there. So, I'm just giving you some tips. But when you have ammunition in a rifle or a gun, whatever firearm you got, you gotta maintain your resources. You gotta make good hits, good kills on your food, because you ain't got time to, oh crap, there you go, shooting around there. You're gonna use up all your ammo. You can't carry a ammo can full of ammo. If you can, more power to you. I mean, if you have a predetermined primary, secondary location, we talk about this all the time, you can stockpile. Get your little root cellar, something going on down there where people just can't see it. Store your stuff, and then but you gotta have some in both places. If you can't get to your primary, then you go a little bit out of the way, go to your secondary. When things kind of cool down, you can go to your primary. Somebody might have already found it and just taken up space there. But you got to be leery of that. Somebody might already beat you to it. Somebody might have come up there and said, oh man, this is cool. It's got all, all this in there. So you got to remember that. Approach with caution. Primary or secondary, anywhere you go. An old house, an old structure, something like that. You got to approach it with caution. And because, if it's a bad situation, they're in the same mindset you are. Survival. Protecting themselves and maybe their families, their children. So, always keep that in mind. Maintain your resources. Collect things as you go along. Fire starter, old bird nest, some flint rocks, glass bottles, trash, plastic bottles. There's all kinds of stuff people throw away. Then it could be to your benefit to get it. So, my knee's been bothering me today. So get it. And just maintain your resources. because they're not going to last for long. It depends on how long you gotta, be in that bug out situation, that survival situation. If you're camping and doing a hobby thing, and we have tremendous bad weather, snow, and you get trapped, you need to have stuff and maintain it and ration it out, and then start the process like everybody teaches on these videos. You gotta have good cover, good resources, firewood, structure wood, build your structure, build your shelter. You don't see any tents in any of my bags. You gotta have your resources, good resources. You gotta be concealed, covered, have material build shelter. You gotta have a good water source. You gotta have signs of vegetation that's edible. There's some medical benefits from a lot of plants that I don't even know. I know some, kind of for these areas here in the United States pretty much, but what plants are edible, what's good for you. You have squirrels, you have rabbits, you have birds, fowl, duck, whatever, fish, things like that. You need to start collecting all that up here as you're going along, and you're watching the birds, and you hear water, you smell water. All that you need to think about when you're doing this. I'm about 30 minutes. I'm trying to get my video down. I know y'all hate that. And nobody said anything. And I've got a lot of likes, and thank y'all for that. I do appreciate that. Not a lot of likes, but a lot of views. Like I've said before, you can like it, you can love it, you can hate it. I'm just sharing information. I hope it benefits somebody and get your wheels turning. And there's a lot of videos out there, like I say, every time go out there and look at them, check them out, be nice to them. There's a lot of videos that are just like, I don't know about this, and there's people look at my video like, who's this and that. That's fine. This is sharing of information, sharing my side. And what I'm concerned with, people trying to do what they're doing, is survival, bug out, things like that. So, be nice to everybody. And hit the like button if you like it. If you don't like it, it doesn't matter to me. I don't even, the only thing I see when I look at my previous videos is how many views. If you comment, I had one comment a long time ago, and I communicated. But, just be nice, be respectful. That's all I ask. I won't bash nobody. I never have and never will. So, if you got some comments or suggestions on what I talk about, put them down, man. We'll bounce it back and forth and come up with a solution. I don't know all the answers. I'm no expert. But I've grown up into that kind of line, survival, camping, roughing it, building. I built lean-tos. I built freaking little mini condos out of wood and trees and debris and tarps and plastic and cardboard boxes. I built structures out of cardboard boxes. I grew up doing that as a kid. That was fun to me. Give me a shout and put a comment on there. If you got something you want to add to it, that's fine. I won't get into a contest with you, argument. I'm not going to do that. I won't have time for that. But y'all be safe. Keep up with scenarios, bags, keep up with your bags, and be safe out there. Learn some skills. We'll see you next time.